I started out growing up in an engineering family. All my male relatives were engineers through 3 generations. They all went to engineering school, and all of them worked at IBM. And so that was my view of corporate culture going forward. And so I decided I really liked engineering and I really liked technology. I did an internship at IBM, and the internship really taught me 2 things. One, I didn't want to be an engineer, and the other was I didn't want to join IBM. So it wasn't really what was expected to come out of that, but that was part of my foundation. But I decided that I wanted to be in a smaller emerging technology area, and I wanted to join a company where I could make a bigger impact. And actually, I decided to start my career in sales, in part from an IBM sales manager who gave a presentation to us. And so in my interviewing, I interviewed with Intel Corporation, and my reference frame of a company was IBM. So I thought $60 billion company was a normal company. Intel at the time was tiny compared to it is now, but it still wasn't tiny. It was about $600 million. I thought that was entrepreneurial from my perspective. And so I joined Intel and went through their technical sales engineering program and learned about that whole merchant market semiconductor industry, and that got me very excited. And became one of the early salespeople on the IBM account and one of the lead people helping to establish the Intel and IBM relationship, which is almost like history at this point, but we had no idea what was being created at the time. And from there, we took Intel over $1 billion, and obviously the IBM account became central, but I decided I wanted to be in something smaller. And so I went and joined a company, International Rectifier, who's based in El Segundo, California here, which was at about $60 million at the time, but most of that was legacy product that they were going to not really continue with. So I got into the ground floor of this new technology, PowerMOS, which was just coming out of early adopter, into its first vertical segment, switching mode power supplies, and they needed to win the IBM account to put them on the map. So I said, hey, this is a great opportunity, more ground floor, more at the early stage of the curve. So I did that, and we did win the IBM account against some very entrenched competitors, got on the map, took over market leadership, and then I really started applying an activity that stuck with me to this date, which is take that tech asset, launch it, and turn it into a profitable business in segment after segment. And I really came to see a process there, which I first participated in and then ended up leading and creating. And we took PowerMOS through segment after segment, and we won almost every single one of them. And so from there, we took International Rectifier in my time from 60 million to over 700 million. We took the stock from a split adjusted 35 cents to over $68. And I did jobs like running the eastern third of the U.S. sales. Then I created the global accounts group. Then I created automotive marketing when that industry adopted. Then I ran the main business and took it from 100 to 400 million. Then I ran marketing and sales, and really came through with both personal liquidity from Intel and International Rectifier and my experience saying, I'm ready to move out of an operating career. I can afford to do that. I'd like to do that. And I'd like to spend my time on what really became my passion, which is how to take those tech assets and create profitable businesses.
And so how did you go about that, Bill? Was Tech Coast Angels on your short list, or?
Well, my first investment was iRise, which has turned out very well. But in that experience, I quickly realized that this is not an individual sport. It's a team sport. And you need people around you that can really assess the things that you don't know. And then I happened to be introduced to the Tech Coast Angels, and I thought, boy, is this perfect? And became a very active angel and was very pleasantly surprised to see that we had somebody who knew something about virtually every area of tech here and based here in Southern California. And it's a tremendous advantage. Well, I'm excited about Southern California, and I moved here in 1991. I'm intending to spend the rest of my life here, and I'm intending to apply the trade of helping turn tech assets into profitable businesses. One of the things that it really excites me is that having had some successes in Southern California, entrepreneurial companies, we're starting to build a team of experienced management. And we're starting to get some generations of serial entrepreneurs who want to do it again and more management talent to come into these companies. And I think that makes us like an early Silicon Valley in many ways. And I am also very dedicated to helping nurture that. And that's why I spend a lot of time mentoring as well, so that we can bring in that ecosystem, which makes Southern California really a powerhouse in developing new technology companies.